like to call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Mr. Raccomando,
Present.
Ms. Borelli,
Present.
Ms. Ianello,
Present.
Mr. Laurentino, Ms. Mahoney,
Here.
Mr. Shear, Ms. Torbic, Ms. Traverso, Ms. Otterelli.
Here. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Adequate notice of this meeting has been sent to all members of the Board of Education and to the Bergen Record in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, 1975. Superintendent's report.
Nothing at this time. I'll wait until Wednesday.
Business Administrator's report.
Same. Wait till Wednesday.
Okay. We can go through the agenda. Like a motion to open the meeting to the public.
Motion.
Second. For agenda items only.
Don't trample
Anyone
over each
wishing?
other.
And public. Sorry, guys. Okay.
Smells like food. Smells good.
Anyone wishing to be heard? Motion to close the meeting to the public.
Oh, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Committee reports? Well, I know. It's been a rough day, guys. Agenda items for board discussions. Ready. Under board action items, B 2223.42 to B 2223.45. Any discussion, any questions?
I will share. I see that there is .45 is to enroll as a member of the New Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic for next school year. I did hear, it's not completely confirmed, but just wanted to give a heads up that the tickets to our football games will most likely increase per the NJIC. It's been voted on across the league, and I'm waiting for more details.
I guess we don't know how much?
No.
Okay.
So wait a minute, let me understand this. What we charge is gonna be regulated by them?
Yes.
Has it always been?
Yes.
Do you not know that?
Does it go to them or it comes to, stays to us?
I don't know.
I believe
Through
it's,
the chair.
through the chair, I believe it stays. I don't know if anything goes to
I will
them,
need to
but-
find out more
The
information.
collections for games?
Yes.
To us. Unless it gets into a state game,
Oh, okay.
then they take, I think, a part of it. And then for the minutes, I was able to get April done. I'm still down my outstanding assistant. So, since we're trying to have a meeting at the end of June, I won't rush and try to put May's. I do have 2 of May's, 2 of the 3 done, but I'll hold them to the June 27th if we have that meeting. We'll have more as we go through, but that's it for now.
Thank you. Under education and curriculum, E 2223.59 to E 2223.61. Anyone have any questions or any discussion?
I'll share the field trip requests. So the first ones are from for our ESY program, and then trip ID 956. What we started this year is we asked our senior students if they wanted to visit their elementary school that they graduated from, and if they did not graduate from one of our elementary schools, if they still wanted to go back and join a friend. And they're going to go this Friday, if approved, for an hour, and they're going to visit all the classrooms and talk about their experiences here at the middle school, high school, and sort of greet those younger elementary students. We're excited to start that.
That's awesome. Anyone else? Moving right along, under budget and finance, B F 2223.116 to B F 2223.117. 123.146.
If I may, just quickly go through them, since we didn't have a Budget Finance Committee meeting, and some of these items were getting done up until the last hour. 116, 117 are just standard reports. Same with 118 and 119. Workshops are 120.
Oh, if I can interrupt for
Sure.
120, I just wanted to share, first of all, our teachers are really starting to put in for further professional development, which I absolutely love. And then we have request ID 153, it's Mrs. Andrami for the AOPA, Foundation High School Aviation STEM curriculum. She's continuing to teach that program. So this year we had a handful of students in that class, and next year we're up to over 50 requests for the aviation course. So it really has been well received, and we're excited to grow it.
Awesome. Anyone have any
Okay.
comments?
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Pratt.
No, that's all right, it's good. 121, these amounts were budgeted. We set them for the 23-24 school year, and they need to be monitored. You'll see later when it gets to 140, you'll see where one gets adjusted for 22-23, and I'll explain as we get to it. 122 are rooms that are used in a dual-use capacity, meaning that it's pretty much a regular classroom that's divided in half usually by a movable divider where teaching's done simultaneously. It's not for the teachers sharing a room. So these rooms have been used throughout the last several years, and send forms down to the county and they approve them. 123 is the tax levy payment schedule for next school year that I give to the town. They remit the payment each month. 124 allows me to pay bills when we don't have board meetings, but since we do have on the 27th, we'll probably add a bill list there. 125 is going to be removed, so the numbering is going to change on some of these. You'll see some other ones have strike through. This contract is no longer needed. 126 is still in effect for next year. 127 cancels old checks on our bank recs. 128 is a state requirement where we have to make a list of all contracts that the board intends to renew, award, or permit. So, we go through pretty much the last 12 months and write down what was approved and everything. I don't know what they use it for, but somebody's looking at it. 129, interest earnings. There hasn't been much the last several years, but now there will be with the new referendum, and that money's going to be transferred at the end of each year to the debt service fund to help pay down the principal and interest payments, which is cost the taxpayers less money. 130 continues our enrollment in the state health benefits program. 131 is supplies we purchased through educational data, a co-op. And 132 is the other co-ops we use for different items, supplies, and services. So 133, 134 are going to be removed. 135, as I close up the year, this action has to be in June. We like to use unexpended monies and transfer them to the capital reserve and maintenance reserve since we have a hard time replenishing those accounts. 136 is our school physician for next year, same one it's been for the last several years. 138 is the ESEA title grant allotments for next year. We'll be processing the application, submitting to the state. I think it's due by sometime in July. 139 is an agreement with the ESS to provide sub-services for next school year. This will be the last year you're allowed to renew it. That's why the statement there about the base year 1920, you're allowed to renew it for 4 more years after the base year. So next year, around this time, we'll be looking for proposals again. 140 is what I mentioned before. So when we approved the amount, there were other projects that were added, mainly like the referendum. So what I did was increase the expenses for the attorney, so I'd adjust that amount. 141, I'm still holding on because last year we had the allotments for the IDEA grant by this time, so if I don't have them by Wednesday, we'll remove that. 142 are some of our purchases or services that we're going to be going forward during the summer. I'm still reviewing some of the amounts, and there could be one added on there, but we're still getting quotations and everything, and then I'll put where the services are coming from, how we're procuring them. 143, we've been canceling some food service balances. There's one or two on that list. And when I have my next meeting with the budget committee, we're gonna review, some issues I'm having with some of the other accounts. 144, we're getting there. 144 is a revision. This lease, I've never had a lease go on for a couple year, lease financing. We thought we purchased, we purchased a few of the items. A, B, and C were done over a year ago. We were trying to buy 2 pickup trucks. We couldn't locate one. We tried every dealership and everything, and without going out to bid, we're trying to do it through a co-op or something. So we were able to locate one, and then we switched some of the items around. So we've got the 2022 pickup truck, which we were able to get last week. This dump body insert for the pickup truck, a plow, and then we're gonna get some custodial floor equipment to make the custodian, the hallway cleanup, and gyms a lot better.
So we're going to get the plow and the flooring equipment, or we have
Yes.
them already?
No, we're gonna get that, and that's all coming under the same lease amount, because the lease is already in effect. So will be the same amount of money. 145 is that pickup truck in letter D above. 146 is a standard list we have to do for acknowledge the parent-teacher organizations and booster clubs, and that concludes that section. So any question? I know there was a lot of stuff. Any questions? If you don't have them today, ask me at any time, prior to Wednesday's meeting.
I have a question on 126. Why is the transportation contract for only the first $75 per week instead of the flat rate that we usually give?
That was a negotiated item. It's been the same for the last, I don't know, probably 5-6 years. It's just the way the services, the district negotiates with the parent, and based on their needs and stuff, that's what the rate we came up with. It hasn't increased. It's been the same for a while now.
Okay, thank you. Policy, this is, wait, we have to do facilities and operations. Mr. Alcomundo?
From F, wait. From F2223.117 to F2223.121.
I know there's some blanks still. I don't recall we had the specific date yet. I don't know if you see that
No,
right
so 118 is the Summer Arts Academy that's here at the middle school, high school, and at the end, every summer, they visit a Broadway show, but we did not receive any details on that yet. And 119 is because Alpha Best is going to be at Long School, correct, Mr. Karati,
Correct.
this year? So Alpha Best, our summer camp, and our ESY program for elementary will be at Long School this year as we start projects across the other buildings. So it was best to have all our summer programs, or as many as we could, in one building at one time.
If we don't have the specific dates by Wednesday, we'll just reword it to cover the trip. Alpha Best will be reimbursing the district for the time of the driver and the wear and tear on the bus. I already notified them. And we added 120 it was up in the budget section. I moved it down to facilities. That's the sale of trying to sell the 2006 pickup truck. And same with the 121, just covering the police department use of our buses as well.
Oh, right. So 121, Captain Johnson contacted us, and Saddlebrook Police Department is starting a junior police academy. It's the first time that they're doing so. It's going to be a week in August, and right now they're targeting incoming 8th graders, so it's for the current 7th grade class. So we sent out the applications, and they're actually coming this week to speak to the students to try to hype up some excitement for the program, and they are planning on having some field trips as well to maybe Ellis Island and Bergen County Courthouse and things like that, so they requested use of our bus. They're also planning on having a helicopter land too at one of our places. Yeah, they're very excited. It was really cool.
Through the chair, I have a question for the Alpha Best. Where are they taking them from, the students?
Well, the camp will be in Long School, so the bus will be going from Long School to, right now, there's one trip, I think, going maybe to Rochelle Park. When we ran the summer camp, we did these trips as well.
Okay, this is, so it's not that we're commuting the students from, they're like dropped off here and then going to Long School, they're going, picking up in Long School and going somewhere.
Yeah, they would start their day at
Got it.
Long School, then there would be a trip scheduled for that day.
Okay,
and they
they're
would
just
go-
using our
Yeah,
buses.
yeah, they just, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They would, I don't know if it's gonna be definite, but they would like
I have
to, we're working
questions.
out, you know,
Okay.
what reimbursement costs, and if they wanna go through with it, then we'll do it.
I misunderstood, because I
Yeah.
thought we were transporting the students from, like, the high school to Long, so I was like, why are we doing that? Why aren't they just going to Long? So, okay.
Through the chair, I have a question as well with Alphabest. Did I must have missed this, but is it open to outside towns? The Alphabest?
Yes, I believe that was approved maybe last month, where Saddlebrook families have the priority, and then if there's still spaces available, they will open it or allow outside families to join.
Anyone else? Under facilities and operations? Mrs. Ianello, policies.
Okay, so we have policy number POL 2223.9 through R9140. Okay, and these will be the second reading of the policies and regulations. Does anyone have any questions?
Thank you, moving right along. Under negotiations, nothing to report at this time. Oh, there is. I see. To approve a memorandum of agreement including salary settlements between the Saddlebrook Administrators Association and the Saddlebrook Board of Education for the years 2023 to 2023-24 through 2027-28. I like that. Okay. Are there any other committee reports? Are there any committee reports?
Well, just general stuff in personnel.
Okay.
Again, I was updating a lot of, the blanks that you received on your last week's agenda, budget accounts, some amounts, trying to see which one's the highlight. Some of the staff that are getting longevity and degree changes in dot 88 are also in the schedule. After that one started in 89 and 90, mostly in, who's the tenured teachers, number 90. So I was able to put the salaries in per the contracts. I think there's only one that's not settled as the paras. Number 97 is the same step in hourly rates until the contract is settled. 98, my contract, I guess they must have added this in new now. The board has to approve the submission of my contract to go to the county office. Then once the county office approves it, then it goes back on, hopefully by June 27th. Then the board would approve it, and then I take the final board approval contract and send it to the county office. But you could discuss that in the back, in closed session, if you want to move forward with that or not.
Are there any questions on the personnel right now?
Yes, I did request to talk about in closed because it is personnel and it's confidential. Mr. Fontana, who will be very much missed, about his replacement. So once I get more information on that I've requested, then I could speak more to it. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, now, committee reports. Anyone have any committee reports for tonight?
We didn't mean to policy.
Correspondence? Old business? New business?
Through the chair.
Yes, Mr. Akimanda.
I just want to thank, a couple of us were there at the senior scholarship banquet, which was very nice, well-run. The awards here for all the students. The prom was like a wedding reception. They did such a phenomenal job. I think that was Miss Felderman and Miss Napolitano. It was great. I didn't want to leave, but I had to. Yeah, it was so nice. And that's it.
I just want to throw in there Miss Burns for the scholarship dinner. She did a phenomenal job.
Absolutely.
A lot of work.
Yes, a lot of work.
Did a great job. I would agree.
Any other new business? Open the meeting, motion to open the meeting for public comment. Second. All in favor? Would anyone from our audience like to speak? Motion to close the meeting to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, I'd like a motion to go into closed session.
So moved.
All right, all in favor? Any opposed? Whereas the Board of Education must discuss matters which are not appropriate for discussion in a public meeting, and whereas these subjects are within the exceptions to the Open Public Meetings Act and are permitted to be discussed in closed session pursuant to NJSA 10-4-12B, and whereas the Board of Education intends to discuss matters as follows. Can you just say the board members? Okay. HIB cases, student matters, and personnel. Whereas the length of the closed session is estimated to be approximately 30 minutes, after which the public meeting, I'm glad you chuckled, the public meeting of the board shall reconvene and action will not be taken. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Education will recess into closed session for only the aforesaid subjects, and be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby declares that its discussion of the aforesaid subjects will be made public at a time when the public's interest in disclosure is greater than any privacy or governmental interest being protected from disclosure in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Okay. We are now adjourned into closed. See you all Wednesday night.